It's a vibe check right here from my boy Ruben. Yeah, that's Ruben. Like the sandwich. Welcome to my religion, making chess moves in my division. If you hate to love me, baby, then I'm probably Brady. Bo Jack, how they running back after commercial. I don't need no Wade Herschel when I'm coming to verse you. Bury you in the sands, cause I move like a lion. Get precise like I'm Bryce when I start 49. I'm a Viking, I'm a giant, no matter when you be trying to blitz. I got a nickel for every time that you miss. High ballin', get on your notes, cause I'm the coach. I'm present on every coach, the realest shit that I wrote. What would you give for the pages in my playbook? The holes in my defense, but I don't got no weakness. Vision when I draft a pick. Come on, so let's politic. One thing that we know the same, everybody love this game.
Yeah, how are you, everybody?
We came to see who the greatest
Ranting with Ruben.
Players.
Sorry I've been gone for a few days, but we have stuff to catch up with. So let me go back to something I started earlier in the month. We have the 2022 mock draft. I've gotten you to pick 21. So today we go from picks 22 to picks 32. From picks 22 through picks 32. All right, let's get started. We start off with the Miami Dolphins. So the Miami Dolphins with the 22nd pick, they select Benhard Rahman, offensive lineman from Central Michigan. We have him standing at 6 feet 6 inches, 304 pounds. Runs the 40-yard dash in 4.85 approximately, which is not that relevant as a lineman. But I always like to get that information, as much information as I can get. He's 24 years old, and he had 12 starts at left tackle in the 2021 season. A very good athletic player with body control and good weight distribution, and he stayed centered and balanced on blocks. He's really good at using his hands, and he's crafty and consistently finds his way to latch onto players, create leverage, and reset when needed and ties up defenders. If there's anything that he has an issue with, it says he tends to prematurely open up his hips in pass protection when speed rushes attack his edge, which creates a softer outside corner. Well, that could mean a few things. At the same token, this is the NFL. You really worry about putting a left tackle or a right tackle out there that has issues, basically stopping the fast edge rushers. At the same token, he could be a great left guard, a great right guard. You never know till they actually get into the NFL. So that's our first pick for the Miami Dolphins at pick 22. Now we have the second pick of the round, which is pick 23. We have the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders. We have them selecting Devin Lloyd, a linebacker from Utah. He's standing at 6 feet 3 inches, 232 pounds. Runs the 40-yard dash at approximately 4.75. For the season, he's got 66 solo tackles. He's got 8 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 4 interceptions. Now, automatically 66 solo tackles and 4 interceptions. That's exciting. How could you not? That seems like a good all-around player. Now, when I look up his information and I see as much information as I can get from the professionals out there, we have him as a long and athletic linebacker. Basically, he fits the mold, at 6'3", 232 pounds. He sports a long, fairly compact frame, which helps to maximize his range in various situations. He has the size to linger closer to the line as an extra edge defender, and the length and explosiveness to knock linemen off balance when engaging. So this is a really talented player. Something to look forward to. So the Raiders at pick 23 actually find a really good player in Devin Lloyd. All right, so at pick 24, we have which is the third pick of the draft, we have the Arizona Cardinals selecting Jordan Davis, defensive tackle from Georgia. All right, standing 6 feet 6 inches, 340 pounds. He had 2021 stats, 14 games. He had 32 solo tackles. Not bad. He had 5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and runs the 40-yard dash in 4.8 approximately. And again, as a defensive tackle, 4.8 isn't bad. Says he's got rare body type and length. Will be bigger than most every offensive lineman he faces against. He's got off-the-chart strength. Also has plenty of pop in his hands when he takes on blockers, can hold on against double teams. So look at that. A good player. He's got great hands. Takes on double teams at 340 pounds, 6'6". So that's a player that's something to look forward to. A player that seems to have the ability that's needed in the NFL to clog up that middle and get those double teams so your linebackers can be free. So that's Jordan Davis for the Arizona Cardinals at 24. All right. And then we have, with the 25th pick, the Cincinnati Bengals. We have them selecting offensive lineman from Texas A&M, Kenyan Green. Kenyan Green. Now, hey, this is a player I've heard a lot about. To be honest with you, I've read about, but I've also heard a lot about from a lot of different people. Seems to be a guy that people are saying he's a late riser. We have him standing at 6 feet 4 inches, 325 pounds. Runs a 40-yard dash in approximately 5.38. Again, offensive lineman. He's 20 years old. In 2021, to me, this is where you show his ability, okay? This is where some scouts might get really excited. And this is why I say this. Versatility in the NFL. It's needed, okay? If you have a guy that can play left tackle, right tackle, or left guard, right guard, even sub in at center, that's a valuable player. So we have Kenyan Green for his 2021 stats. It shows he had 12 starts. But check this out, which is important. He had 7 starts at left guard. He had 2 starts at right tackle. He had 2 starts at right guard, and he had 1 at left tackle. So he's played pretty much every position other than center. That's something that the old Giants for sure would have been looking for. Versatility. He's got a physical, rugged playing style with a wide base, good acceleration, and he makes contact at the point of attack. He's got heavy hands, so really talented player. If there's any negative, he can be a little erratic at times. Wide hand placement with the bad habit of not always bringing his feet into contact. Leaning, it's never good to lean. But again, that's just some of the scouts saying that's some of his weakness. So to me, it's still a good player with the 25th pick for the Cincinnati Bengals, Kenyan Green. All right, so we have the 26th pick. The 26th pick, we have the Buffalo Bills. Like these guys need any more good players, right? The Buffalo Bills making it happen, really becoming contenders this year. Well, actually last year. Once you got Josh Allen in there, you're probably going to be a contender every year as long as he stays healthy and you give him some time. So we have with the 26th pick, we have the Buffalo Bills selecting Drake London, wide receiver, USC. Now, this is a player I admire from a distance. This is a player, they have him predicting some higher, some a little lower, but at 6 feet, 5 inches, 210 pounds, as a wide receiver that has a 40-yard dash of 4.46. So again, runs a 40-yard dash of 4.46. You're talking about Odell Beckham speed, right? But guess what? He's 6'5", and he's 210 pounds. So he can create leverage, not just with his speed, but he's got the body control too. Says he's got excellent size and length for a wide receiver, which we already discussed. Good body control for his size. Says he can sink when he has to break into his routes, and he can bend enough to win leverage against defensive backs. And he's a good overall route runner with very good hands and excellent catch radius. Now, this is a player that I'm interested in myself. So if they're able to get him with the 26th pick, Buffalo, Josh, we just got you another weapon. If there's any negatives, it says he's not that great at blocking. He's got to work on his blocking technique. And he's got large size limits his limitation laterally. So that happens sometimes when you have a big guy. But again, if he runs the route tree well, that's really all that matters. He runs the route tree well, he gets separation, and he's got speed, and he's got size. Very good player. Very talented player. And let's see where he goes for his career. All right, with the 27th pick, we have the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions. After letting Matthew Stafford go in a trade for Goff, what do they do in the draft? They say Goff's not enough. Same thing the Rams said. Goff's not enough. So what do? They go and select with the 27th pick, Carson Strong, QB from Nevada. Carson Strong. Now we have him standing at 6 feet 3 inches, weighs 226 pounds, has a hand size of 9.25, wingspan of 76 5/8. QBR rating this year 64.5, ran a 4-point dash at 4.81, so not bad for a QB. For 2021, stat wise, he had 4,186 yards throwing, 36 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So not bad, number-wise. Again, I've discussed him in the past. I consider him more of a running quarterback, which is now the new thing. But again, this guy's got a lot of talent. It says there's a lot that goes into succeeding as a quarterback in this position. And Strong falls in some of these categories. He's got the prototypical size, standing at, like I said, 6'4", 226. And he stands tall in the pocket. He's got a strong arm. He can run. So good all-around player. He's got the great strong physical attributes. Strong has a crisp, compact throwing motion and can generate immense velocity at ease. He carries enough arm strength to push the ball downfield and hit players in stride. So that's a really good player. Somebody you can get at that position. That would be great at the 27th position. All right, so at the 28th position, we have the Dallas Cowboys. Let me repeat. This is our year, Dallas Cowboys, with the 28th pick. Sorry to be so biased. I apologize. I'm not making fun of them. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's typical. But again, I'm going to try to not be biased. All right, so with the 28th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Trent McDuffie, cornerback from Washington. Really good player. And let's see what happens. But he says, states here, he's 5'11", 195 pounds. So typically, a lot of guys come into the NFL standing around 5'11", 6 feet. That's some good size. That's not considered small. That's considered average. But you really want them more in the 6'1", 6'2". But again, 5'11", 6 feet is pretty much what you're getting most times. So the positives, we have him as a tough defender on the run. So not only is he a good player, he's a tough defender on the run, slippery in the block, and he shows good physicality when needed. He does well playing close to the line of scrimmage, plays fast, and blitzes with speed and aggression. Now it says here his 2021 stats. I have him 11 games. He had 35 solo tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 sack, no interception, but 6 pass defense. And he runs the 40-yard dash in 4.47 approximately. So we're talking about a 5'11" corner, roughly 6 feet, if you want to, you know how the NFL is. And he's really good at coming down and making some tackles, and he's good at coverage. And basically, he can play both man coverage and zone. So this is a really talented player. If there's any negative, it shows that he has a lack of length at times when getting stacked behind bigger receiver. And sometimes he often chooses his quickness over physicality when taking on blocks. But overall, he's a crafty cornerback with skills to play in multiple schemes. And in the NFL, that's really important. That makes you versatile. And if you're versatile, that means you can play more than one position. Or if you can do more than one thing at that position, which is quite important. So if the Dallas Cowboys are able to get him at 28, good job, guys. Good job. See, I'm trying to be nice. All right, with the 29th pick, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, KC, selecting Drake Jackson, defensive end from USC. Very dangerous player. He stands at 6'4", 250 pounds. A lot of positives. He's got great length. He's got long arms that he uses well to keep blockers off. Very good first step and acceleration. Wins the corner in a hurry. Good foot quickness and agility. And dangerous when given space as a pass rusher. So really good player. Good size. Again, more of the prototypical. I apologize. If there is a negative, his run defense is really dependent on his initial punch. If he doesn't get good separation on his initial punch, there's going to be some issues. And he's got below average play strength against the run. But again, I believe that's a lot of talent at his age. And let's see what happens. All right, we have now at the 30th pick, we have the Tampa Bay Bucks. No more Tom Brady. All right, so with the 30th pick, Tampa Bay Bucks, we have them selecting Johan Dotson, wide receiver from Penn State. Again, as I mentioned earlier, another 5'11 wide receiver. Again, they're typically 5'11", 6 feet when they come out. So we have him weighing 184 pounds, so 5'11", 184. Basically runs the 40-yard dash in 4.33. 4.33. That's blazing speed, okay? That's blazing. Now, in 12 games, he had 91 receptions, 1,182 yards. He had a 13-yard average. 13-yard average. Bring that to the NFL, baby. Who knows? And he had 12 TDs for the season. So good numbers, really fast. From what I read, it says he's a very good route runner, and he understands the tempo and how to use his routes to keep the defenders off balance. He's very good against the press despite his size, which is great. He wins with footwork and quickness. He's got good, very good hands and a great catching radius for someone that's 5'11". If there is a negative, again, the scouts say it's really going to be his below average height and build. But again, that's becoming the norm at 5'11". Basically, you're not really excited about the weight. But again, at 4.33 and great separation, you're not really going to worry about that too much. Put him on the field. Let him play. Let him go. Let's see what happens. All right. So we have the 31st pick. We have the Tennessee Titans with the 31st picking Zion Johnson, offensive lineman, Boston College. All right. He stands at 6 foot 2 inches. He weighs 314 pounds. In 11 starts, he had 10 at left guard and 1 at left tackle. Now, does that scream versatility? No. However, knowing that he had a lot of left guard, he had a lot of practice at left guard, and he was actually able to get in there and see what left tackle feels like, shows who knows, maybe he can do it again. Again, versatility is vital in the NFL, and that's what most scouts or most coaches are looking for. So at 6'2", 314, it's got some ability. Now, the positives, we have him playing with the physical playing style. He's stout. So this is a big, 6'2", kind of like me, just not 6'2", stout, compact build throughout his frame, thick limbs, and rugged. He plays with a low center of gravity, good pad level, and very good play strength to root his feet and anchor against bull rushes. All right. And he was impressive. He has impressive mobility in his lower half. So might be a little shorter, but man, he's got a lot of ability. I read that he's smooth and patient in pass protection to handle the stunts and twists, and he's got outstanding run blocking ability. So this guy might turn out to be a really good player. If there is a negative, and again, I wasn't really seeing much, but what I have is he was a 0-star recruit when one offer to play at FCS, Davidson College. So that's not much of a negative, what I'm reading. But again, it really depends on your coaches, what they see on film, what they see when they're watching you face to face. How do you do in the interviews? But this sounds to me like a good player. Sounds like he's got some stability. He might be kind of a good player for the next couple of years. So let's see. All right, and then we have for the last pick 32 for the Green Bay Packers. Pick 32, we have them selecting Trayvon Walker, defensive end from Georgia. This is a 5-star recruit in 2019, a 2019 freshman all SEC team. He weighs at 6'5", 6 feet 5 inches, 275 pounds. Positives, he's got great length, tall frame with long arms. He flashes a very good first step. He's got violent hands and packs a major punch. Great upper body strength and controls blocks with ease. He anchors consistently. So this guy sounds dangerous to me. I need to see more film on him, but numbers-wise, let's go over the numbers. We have his 2021 stats. He had 13 games. He had 33 solo tackles. He had 7.5 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, and a 40-yard dash of 4.6. Oh, now, let me go over that again. We're talking about a defensive end that runs a 4.6. I mean, again, That itself is pretty good at 275. That's what we're talking about. It's like O.C. Umenyiora size, And then you add the 33-star solo tackles and the 6 sacks, the violent hands, the great length and long arms. This player sounds like a dangerous player. Based upon the information that I read, I would be shocked because I know how the draft kind of moves in and moves out. I would be shocked if Trayvon Walker lasts this long. But again, it's just my opinion. And you know how the NFL is. Some guys are going to go higher than others. Some guys are going to go lower than others. So let's see. And then when you consider the quarterbacks, you know how that is in the NFL, even though my opinion and everybody else that I listen to says the same thing. We don't really see any QBs that should be in the top 10, let alone the top 20. It's the NFL, and QBs are always going to be an important position that they're going to shoot for. So you're going to see some moved up, further, much closer to the upper echelon draft, which they really shouldn't be, but they will. But let's see what happens. Again, a lot of people are wrong about Tom Brady. And look, you get picked in the 6th round and look what happens. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. So it's not really, what they say is not where you come, is not where you come from. It's where you're at. Same thing. So let's see. You can do all of that in college. Let's see what you do in the NFL. I'm excited about this draft. This was my first mock draft. And I hope you enjoy the information that I had. Again, this is so early. We're in February. The draft isn't until the end of April. So you're going to see tons and tons of drafts from here till then. You might even see a few from me. I'm trying to give you information you don't have. I'm trying to take care of the people that don't have the time to listen. The people that don't have the time to read and watch shows and things of that nature. Who's got, time? And most people are working during First Take and shows of that nature. So, that's what happens. You have to listen to people like me. And that's what I'm here for, to help. Again, I would not be here without my cousin, Mr. Castro. Runs his own podcast, Philly Philly. Without him, I wouldn't be here. So thank you. I appreciate you. It shows a lot of love. Tells you a lot about him when he runs a Philly Philly podcast, and he's all about Philly. Yet he's able to put on a New York Giant, a fan, on to let you know the other side of it. Speaking of that, I'd like to go over the NFC East. So I'm hoping to get some comments. I'm hoping to get some people that I can have on so that we can discuss the NFC East. And then after that, we'll start breaking down the other divisions. But the NFC East is my division, okay? That's where the Giants play. That's where the big boys play, all right? You got the Giants, the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Commanders. Yes, the Commanders. So it's a great division. It's my favorite division. I get excited for this division every year. You never know who's going to win it each year, which is always something that to look forward to. So again, hopefully in my next podcast, I'll be going over either the NFC East or one of the other divisions. And I have some people that are interested in coming on. I have some coaches, I have some players, and hopefully I can bring you some information that will excite you, and bring you back. So thanks again for having me on. Thanks again, Mr. Castro, for allowing me to show my thoughts and my opinion on the draft. Thank you again. And if you can, guys, listen to his Philly site. I think it's called Philly Philly. And he's fantastic. He has great guests. He just had Jay Ajayi. If you don't remember Jay Ajayi, then you're not watching football. He just had him as a guest on. Who gets players like Jay Ajayi? That's an amazing player. So, don't miss out on his podcast. And if you can, I'll be here every week giving you as much information as I can. So God bless you. Have a great night and enjoy your weekend. Thank you.
It's a vibe check right here from my boy Ruben. Yeah, that's Ruben, like the sandwich. Welcome to my religion, making chess moves in my division. If you hate to love me, baby, then I'm probably Brady. Bo Jack, how they running back after commercial. I don't need no Wade Herschel when I'm coming to verse you. Bury you in the sands, cause I move like a lion. Get precise like I'm Bryce when I start 49ing. I'm a Viking, I'm a giant, no matter when you be trying to blitz. I got a nickel for every time that you miss. High ballin', get on your notes, cause I'm the coach. I'm present on every coach, the realest shit that I wrote. What would you give for the pages in my playbook? The holes in my defense, but I don't got no weakness. Vision when I draft the pick. Come on, so let's politic. One thing that we know the same, everybody love this game. We went from playing in parks to gladiators. We came to see who the greatest, from the fans to the players.